Turning now to a developing story out of Cobb County where a police officer is recovering after being shot. The department says the officer responded to a domestic incident. They say the suspect pulled out a gun and shot the officer at point blank range. The suspect then took off running, which started an hours-long search to find him. And finally, around 7:30 last night, they found the man just southwest of Allatoona Lake. That's when officers shot and killed the suspect. Police say if the officer who responded to the domestic had not been wearing that bulletproof vest, he likely would have been killed as well.
Basically, the vest saved our officer's life. He was actually hit in the vest. He was transported to the hospital. Because of the vest, it's non-life-threatening injuries, but it would have been a lot worse had he not been wearing a vest.
Now, GBI has taken over the shooting investigation, and we also know that we're expecting more information to come out about the second shooting. Later today, we will continue to follow this story tonight on 11 Alive at 5 p.m.